Hey guys, we're here for the Best of Barbecue search. Today brings us to Raynham, Massachusetts, where we're at Jerks BBQ. We're going to talk to co-owners John and Chris Depalma, and they're going to tell us a lot about how they got started and show us around their awesome restaurant here in Raynham. So
everyone say hello to the owners of Jerks BBQ.
Hi, Chris, how's it going? This is John. How are you? Hey, Chris. What's going on? Hey, how's it going, guys? So you want to tell us a little bit about how you got started and what brought you guys to build this restaurant in Raynham?
Jerks BBQ started pretty much in our backyard. We lived together for about 5 years, and we would, on our days off, smoke meat for our friends and for entertainment purposes, and here we are now.
Yeah, so tell us, so you have the actual smoker that you used in your backyard. Can you show us that?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we're just walking up to the front of Jerks BBQ. And we've got to ask them about the nickname soon, too. You can tell us about that a little later. All right.
It's the original Brinkman. I've seen a lot of stuff Brinkman has, so.
And so this was in your backyard as you guys were growing up?
Oh yeah. Well, not growing up, but when we lived together as adults.
And you would barbecue for friends and family and have get-togethers there?
Yeah, every day off.
That's awesome.
And then off.
Did you guys establish the restaurant here?
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
We opened in 2015. We opened in 2015, in June of 2015. It started coming to fruition in probably, say, 2014. While we were still working at sister restaurants at the time, both Italian restaurants. He was a chef at one, I was a chef at the other, and we had been planning this while we were doing that.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So why don't you show us inside and show us around?
Yeah, let's check it out. Thank you. Okay, so just entering the restaurant here, you've got a full service bar, and then the seating area over to the right. Love these taps up here. A lot of local beers, right?
Yeah, we're big into the craft beer scene here, and as you guys know, there's local breweries are popping up all over the place, and it's good to use them. We have many right down the street too. We got one in Raynham that we use, Bridgewater, Norton, all local towns. So support local business. That's a big thing these days.
Definitely. Okay. And so you guys got some barbecue cooking for us now. Do you want to show us in the back so we can check out the situation you got back there?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks.
This is our hot line over here. This is where we'll slice the barbecue. It's not actually where we smoke it, but I can show you. This is our hot box. So every day we smoke every single day. So when we run out of what we have in our hot box, we're out.
What time do you get here in the morning, or does somebody get here in the morning?
Somebody's here every morning at 4:30.
4:30.
Yep.
All right. Cool. I'll follow you around here.
Over here, we do use cook shacks, so it is an electric smoker. You can open up. We have something going right now for a sandwich we do called the Cuban. Just be careful from the smoke. Right now we're smoking pork loin for our Cuban sandwich. Cure it for 2 days in salt and sugar. Then wash it off for a couple hours in cold water, and then we smoke it.
You guys use wood?
Yep, we use white oak chunks that we get flown in from Texas. So about every 2 months we get a new shipment in.
Great. You use that on everything, your ribs?
Everything. White oak. We use it on everything. We use smoke more. It's a very neutral wood, and so like we like to buy the best possible ingredients and kind of let that work on its own. Not much
So
salt
tell
and
us, you
pepper.
spent some time in Tennessee. Can you tell us a little bit about what you learned there, what you're bringing back to New England?
Yeah, I lived in Tennessee for about 7 years. I went to college down there, worked in restaurants. I worked in barbecue restaurants. And the big thing down there was you got there early because you knew they were going to run out. And that's kind of what we're trying to bring here. I know a lot of barbecue restaurants have the same problem we have, is that you can only smoke so much meat, and so you got to get here early if you want to get some of the stuff. Yeah, some of the stuff.
Yeah, so you were saying you don't reheat anything. You guys you make it, you run out, you guys close.
Yep, never reheat. Everything is smoked that day, and we cut it for you to order. We pull the pork to order, we cut the brisket to order, the ribs get cut to order, everything's cut to order here.
That's great.
Thanks.
All right.
Let's head back to the dining area. We can see a little bit out there. Talk to you guys more about your barbecue. I love all the license plates that are up around.
A lot of them were given to us by customers.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
very cool.
I see the Live Free or Die, New Hampshire. I like the Wisconsin one. My sister went to Madison, so that's one that I like.
Oh, really?
Up there. Yeah.
My Tennessee one is up
Yeah,
here
let's see
somewhere.
that.
When I lived in Tennessee. Washington County.
Got Georgia, Missouri. Inspired by that Tennessee barbecue flair, right?
Yeah, and they have the great full-service bar here. Can you tell us a little bit about your beer selection? It looks like you guys got a ton on draft, but also a lot of great bottled canned beers.
Yep.
as well.
My brother's in charge of the beer service, so I wouldn't know as much as him, but he does craft beers and a lot of local beers. So
Awesome.
We got some commenters saying it looks awesome, and then Tom Anastasio said great food. So one of your customers is already showing the love.
we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So we can set up. And,
Yeah, let's sit down and ask you a few more questions before the food comes out. You can tell us too. I'd love to learn. So, what's going to be on the tray today? And tell us about how long each of the meats have been smoked,
Okay.
and kind of like some of your specialties here at Two Jerks.
On the tray today, we are going to give you what we call a whole pit. So you get a half rack of ribs, 1/2 smoked chicken, 2 hot links, a half-pound pulled pork, a half-pound of sliced brisket, and we choice of 4 fixins.
All right, cool. So, how long are you smoking your ribs and your brisket?
Ribs are about a 3-hour smoke time.
Okay.
Those are the quickest, I would say, out of all, besides chicken. Brisket, 10 to 12 hours, depending on humidity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just the temperature in the restaurant and stuff like that. So,
And you were talking about your philosophy with like rubs and sauces. So you guys like to limit a lot of your rubs is just simply salt and pepper.
yep, equal parts salt and pepper. We start with a really good product, and we just try not to screw it up. So that's our motto here.
And you have a rub that you use, I think, for your ribs and everything.
We do. We have a house rub. It's our dry rub. It's high in brown sugar and paprika.
Awesome. And you make your own sauces as well, too,
Yep.
right? So do you want to talk a little bit about these and
Sure.
how they come about?
This is our Kansas City red sauce. It's a sweet and smoky barbecue sauce. This is our honey chipotle. It's got a little more heat to it. We grind up the chipotles and mix it into the sauce. This is our Carolina mustard.
So it's like a golden barbecue
Yep,
sauce?
exactly. It's pretty sweet and smoky itself.
Awesome.
And this is just our simple vinegar. This goes great with pulled pork. It's really just sugar and vinegar and a little bit of crushed red pepper.
That's
And
great.
it.
Nice. Tell us a little bit. So we were talking about the simplicity here with your rubs and keeping the meat process simple, but also talking about the complexity that is smoking barbecue and learning about it. How are you educating yourself? And you said it was a learning process every day. Can you speak
Yeah.
a little bit to that?
You can watch all the videos and read all the books that you want, but you're never going to get better at it unless you just keep failing. We failed quite a bit, a lot, and we got better from trial and error. That's just the way we came up with a philosophy. Is it 100% yet? No, but you're always improving, and that's
Sure.
what we try to do here is just improve every day.
That's awesome.
Grab a seat here, Chris.
Sorry about the back and
No,
forth.
don't worry.
No problem. So John said that you could talk a little bit more about the beer selection. And
Yeah, that's my department.
Yeah, tell us about the beers that you are serving, and of course, I see on the back of the shirts it says "Drink Local," so you obviously have a.
Yeah. I mean, we don't just do local. I mean, we carry craft beers from California, Oregon, Colorado. I mean, you have to because some of them are worth it. They're really good. But the craft beer department, I mean, like I said, there's so many breweries popping up, and especially in southeastern Massachusetts, there's a lot of good ones too. I mean, you got Bog Iron in Norton, Black Hat in Bridgewater, Crew Brew right down the street, not even a mile down in Raynham, Shoveltown in Easton, all really, really good breweries. So we try to utilize them as much as possible. But we only have 6 draft lines here. That's the tough part. So, like as you see, all the tap handles hanging up. So I never have the same beer on draft. Like, so you come in today. Like for example, Maine's Maine Beer is a big time brewery right now. They have so many good beers. So like today I had Maine lunch on draft. Tomorrow it's not gonna be there. It's gonna be something completely different.
Can you tell us about the nickname? So where is the Two Jerks nickname born from?
My mother. I mean, growing up, I'm sure that was how she felt. But she loves us dearly. No. So it was a name that we thought that would, draw attention. And being a new business, you need to ultimately brand yourself. How can you start a brand? And I think the name of it is the best way to start. I mean, obviously the product has to be spot on. You have to execute it day in and day out, but you got to start somewhere. And I think the name was just something. I mean, my grandmother was very against the name. She did not like it. She did not like it one bit. But unfortunately, we had to say we're going to do it anyways. But it was just something that we thought that would stick and people would, draw attention from the get. And that's what we wanted, and that's.
Can you tell us what it's like working with your brother?
It's great. We have our days. What siblings don't? I mean, yeah. But we try. But even when we do, we don't bring it here. We'll talk about it at home, afterwards at home, or when it's just the two of us left. But we get along great. We've been best friends our entire lives. That's something my parents instilled in us, especially my mother from day one. My brother's always going to be my best friend no matter what, and it's the case. So it makes working together easy. We don't see eye to eye every day, but for the most part we do, and when we don't, we compromise.
So your brother went to Tennessee and had a lot of his teachings there with food, and so you kind of stuck around and you have a ton of experience in the area. Yeah, so
I went to Johnson and Wales right out of high school, just to go to culinary school and to play sports, but mainly for culinary school. And it was something growing up I always enjoyed cooking. I cook with my mom, my grandmother. My father's actually a great chef too, not professionally, but a home cook. I'm sorry, full-blooded Italian guy, so he likes to cook all that kind of stuff. I stayed local. So while I was in college, I worked at a lot of restaurants in the Providence area. I did a lot of fine dining. I worked at some really well-known restaurants. I got a lot of experience from a lot of different chefs, which I think is what you have to do in this industry. In the beginning, you got to jump around. That's not good on a resume, but unfortunately, I think in this industry, because one chef's going to teach you something, and another chef's going to teach you another way to do it, and then as you grow, you kind of find your own path on how you take it from both, however many, and you put your own thing into it, and that's what defines you in the culinary industry, I believe. And so I was fortunate enough to work under a lot of great chefs, and the last 10 years before we did this, and it's paying off.
And it sounds like it kind of reflects that in your menu, where you guys have great barbecue, but you're not strictly barbecue.
Correct. So I knew nothing about barbecue at all. That was my brother. This was him. He was like, we're going to do barbecue. And so I had to learn from him on the fly, essentially. Because even when we were doing construction here, I was still running a kitchen in Quincy. And every night we'd go home and we'd practice. This is while we were still living together. So if we had the same day off together, we'd be outside, we'd smoking, we'd be inside making sides, whether it's collard greens, potato salads, just like the down-home comfort food that brings nostalgia to people. And that's essentially what a dining experience should be, especially in a place like this. When someone sits down, you want them to eat it and be like, that's it. That's all you want. All you want them to do is nod their head yes, and that's affirmation enough for us to know that we're doing something that we can be proud of. And as long as we're proud of it, then it'll show on the plate, and the consumer will be happy. And ultimately,
it sounds you've got that support already. You just started in 2015. Tell us about the outpouring of support from either your friends, family, or people.
Oh yeah, it's been great. I mean, from the beginning, we didn't do a soft opening like a family and friends like a lot of people do. We put a sign outside on a Saturday at 4 o'clock that said "Now open."
Really?
Yep. June 20th, 2015.
That's awesome.
And by 4:45, the place was a zoo.
You think that Raynham needed a barbecue joint?
Yeah, I mean, I think this area itself needed. There's other great barbecue in the area, as you guys know. But I think this place needed more of the sit-down aspect. And it needs this. We don't need another Italian restaurant. We don't need another pizzeria. There's plenty of them, and I think it needed something that was different. Something that people like. You can't eat barbecue every day though. I can't eat barbecue every day. I love barbecue. I used to love it a lot more, but
we're learning that. Yeah.
It's still great. But something you can't eat it every day, and we knew that. So that's where our menu came into place with saying we still want people to be able to come here every day if they want, but we can't just limit them to having barbecue as the only option.
It sounds like you guys do a lot with the community as well, including something coming up that you guys are...
Yep, we do. So this actually coming Saturday, we have a first annual well, not annual, I won't say. We'll see how it goes first, right? Our very first ramen art pop-up night, which is at one of my good friends, childhood friends, Ryan Jones, is a local tattoo artist and he's really, really talented. And he just opened an art gallery in downtown Taunton called Real Art Studios. So we kind of collaborated with him, and we're going to do a pop-up ramen night, something trendy that you see in cities.
Sure.
And we're trying to bring that kind of aspect of life to lifestyle to the Raynham area, the blue collar area, and see what we can.
And it's great timing. John just brought this huge plate of barbecue back for us. So yeah, if you
Nice picture. Yeah, no worries.
you can look at this soon and.
Yeah, so they got some collard greens for us, mac and cheese for sides, pickles gives a little bit of acidity,
Yeah, they got the bread
sausages, brisket, smoked
so we
chicken.
can make sandwiches if you want. They got the kielbasa looks awesome.
This plate looks delicious.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this looks
spin
great.
around here. Alex.
Yeah, go for it. Beans, we got greens. Yeah, Sean, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you got here and.
Yeah, why don't you both sit down there and I can get you guys on camera.
This is our whole pit. So it offers everything that we pretty much do here.
So this is an actual plate that you guys offer at your
Yep, that
restaurant?
we sell.
That's awesome.
So right here we have a half smoked chicken. That goes in the smoker every morning. It only takes about an hour to get done.
And it looks like you got a rub on there. Is that?
We sprinkle a little bit of our house dry rub on it.
Awesome.
That's our brisket. That's the
That
star of
looks
the
really
show.
good.
Let's see.
Okay.
Get a little
Is that
close
what
look.
you would say your most popular smoked barbecue
Yeah.
item?
Yeah, brisket's definitely our number one.
Brisket's number one, and that's notoriously one of the most difficult meats to smoke
Oh, yeah.
because of the thick and thinness. It's got about 3 or 4 different changes in the grain.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there's a great bark on there, but it's super soft and it looks really good.
So when you were practicing with your brother in your backyard, he said that you often, like on your days off, you get in the backyard and practice. What were some of the difficulties that you ran into when smoking barbecue?
You got to control the heat.
The brisket's awesome. So
Thank you. There's just so many elements that go into it, and there's changes in the brisket too. It goes through a stall period that took us a little while to learn. It sits at 170 for it could be 2 hours, but you just got to wait it out and not really change your approach with the heat and stuff like that. If it's too hot, then you get too much bark, and you're not going to get that moist interior. So there was just a lot of learning that went into everything that we do, and we're still learning every day. We just try to get better.
Yeah.
And so how about the pulled pork? This looks really good here.
That goes in with the brisket, so it's about a 10-12 hour smoke too.
And do you serve that with any sauce on it coming out, or is that just?
Nope, it's just it's how it is.
Here's your first thoughts, Alex.
It's super tender. It has a lot of flavor. You can really taste the smoke in it. Probably more than some of the other places that we've tried so far. It's really, I like how it holds the smoke in it, but it's not dry at all. It has it's not stringy or anything. It's really tender. That's great.
We pull the pork to order. We slice the brisket to order. Everything here is done to order. So
That's great. And so
We
how
also
about-
really love how you make a commitment to not reheating things. And you said whether it's Monday or Saturday or 11 a.m. or 7, people are getting the fresh barbecue.
Yep,
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, every day. If you walk into my kitchen right now, you won't even see a microwave. I know a lot of kitchens have that, and I'm just against that. We don't have a microwave. Everybody that comes in here and trains with us, we just emphasize that we're a food-first restaurant. So everything that we do back there is super important to us. Buying the best ingredients, and just letting that speak for itself.
That's awesome. And so the last component now, we got the ribs. This is my personal favorite. I'm a sucker for ribs. So if you could tell us a little bit about what goes into these ribs.
Those are a St. Louis cut rib. They're smoked for about 3 hours, and that's it. We hit it with a little bit of dry rub. And
They look really good. Let me take a quick bite of this on camera so we can.
Yeah.
Cheers. I like that.
Should have a little bit of pull to it, I think, not falling off.
Absolutely, no. It's tender. Yeah, it's not too much pull off at all. It's firm, not too firm.
Right.
I really like the rub on that too. It has a little bit of sweetness to it. That's really complementary to the meat.
Yeah, I think a lot of the perception of fall off the bone ribs is it's debunked by all the best barbecue joints we've been visiting. You want a thick top on, and you want at the end there to be clean bone.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So-
You want to be able to bite into it.
Yeah.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about the sides that you got here too?
These are our baked beans. It's more of a New England style baked bean, so heavy on the molasses, heavy on the brown sugar. We start with a raw bean that we soak for 48 hours.
Wow.
So these beans actually take us longer to make than any of the barbecue on your plate right here.
Wow.
Really?
So about after we soak them, blanch them, it's about a 16-hour cook time
That's
For the
great.
beans alone.
for the beans. Yeah.
That's wild.
All right, and you got your mac and cheese. That looks
Yep.
really good too.
This is a 3 cheese mac and cheese.
yeah.
We start with a cavatappi pasta. It's the curly pasta.
Yeah.
I think it holds sauce really well, and especially cheese sauce.
Yeah.
It's a blend of 3 different cheddar cheeses, and this right here is our collard greens. It's your standard vinegar hot sauce recipe. What we use in there is our end cuts from bacon, and
Oh, wow.
so we smoke and cure our own bacon in house too.
Oh wow, that's huge.
Smoke your own bacon in house.
Yeah, and
Great.
cure it.
Okay.
Wow.
So that takes about 14 days from beginning to end.
And I like the plate style. You got the Texas style with the pickles, onions,
Yeah,
and the
always
white bread.
pickles and onions. Yep.
How do you prefer to eat your barbecue, both of you?
Me personally, I use my hands.
What about you, Chris? What do you like?
Same thing, but I like putting like no matter what it is, pork, brisket, chicken. I like putting it on a little piece of the bread, eating it that way.
Yeah,
Maybe a
sandwich
pickle and an
style.
onion on it as well, so you get the sourness from the pickle to balance out the smoke of the barbecue.
What would you say both of your favorite dishes are for the barbecue that you serve here?
I think brisket's our star.
The brisket.
Brisket's our star. That's the first one to sell out every day.
And that's you guys. Is that your favorite too personally?
I think we executed very well. So I mean, I think that for myself to eat something, I would probably go after the brisket first.
Yeah, it is awesome. I love it. Okay.
As far as sides, what would you dig into first?
Yeah.
Collard greens.
Collard greens
It's
probably my
food,
favorite.
right?
Love that southern influence, yeah.
It's really good. And you have the cornbread here too. I say it looks really good as well.
And that's complimentary. Everybody that walks in here.
Oh, you have complimentary cornbread.
So
Great.
you go to an
That's the
Italian
first time
restaurant, you
I've
get
heard that.
focaccia bread or whatever, ciabatta bread.
Yeah.
We do cornbread with our sea salt honey butter.
That's
We
great.
bake it every 15 minutes, so it's always hot and fresh.
Excellent. This stuff looks awesome. I can't wait to dig in.
Yeah, so we want to thank you guys for having us in. Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to tell all of your customers here?
Thank you for
Yeah,
the
thank
continued
you.
support. Can't do it without you, obviously.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys very much. It's been a pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're excited to get in. So me and Kit are gonna go start digging into all this barbecue and see how it is. It's already awesome, but try to get the best judging we can in between all the other places we've been to. But this is definitely it tastes great. So I
Strong
can't wait to get
contender.
yeah, to get into the rest of it. So thank you guys very much. This is Alex Parnicki with Kit Maher from Two Jerks BBQ in Raynham, and we'll see you guys at our next stop. Thanks.